Hong Kong is well known around the world as a gorgeous city and a popular destination for high-end shopping. However, this city-state is rich in culture and history, and it has much more to offer than delectable dim sum and a stunning cityscape. Hong Kong has an energizing quality to it that is difficult to define. Whether it's an ancient temple, a shop selling the latest electronic item, or a man walking his caged bird, there's something fresh and interesting around every turn. Hong Kong also offers a rural side with forested mountains, hiking paths, stunning beaches, islands, and traditional fishing communities. Hong Kong, as a Chinese special administrative region, offers a fascinating study of ancient Chinese culture's impacts, as well as its own attitudes and history distinct from that of mainland China. Hong Kong is unquestionably one of the most beautiful cities on the planet. With our video of Hong Kong's top attractions, you can learn about what to see and do, as well as the best spots to visit. Number 1. Victoria Peak. When you first arrive in a new place, it's easy to get caught up in the small details. This is logical given the abundance of things to see and do, but it also means that you lose sight of the greater picture. And it's easy to forget that there's more to life than the concrete jungle. When you visit Hong Kong's Victoria Peak, though, you get a glimpse of the bigger picture in vibrant color. You can admire the city's concrete and glass against the beautiful green forest and the deep blue ocean. And the contrast is absolutely stunning. At any time of year, the vista from Victoria Peak is breathtaking. During the day, the entire city is laid out as if it were a giant child's toy. You'll have a fantastic view of the city lights against the blackness of the ocean at night. While you're there, be sure to check out the massive park at the top, which features numerous lookouts. When you've had your fill of nature, head to the Peak Tower and Galleria, which features an observation deck as well as restaurants and stores. 2. The Symphony of Lights. Nothing beats a musical and light show, and none compares to the Symphony of Lights, which takes place every night at 8 p.m. from Tsim Sha Tsui Promenade. The light display is a 15-minute spectacle that illuminates the Hong Kong skyline across Victoria Harbour with lights and lasers. The show stretches all the way from Causeway Bay to central Hong Kong. Find your favorite spot on the Tsim Sha Tsui Promenade, or if you time it right, you can even enjoy a junk boat cruise along Victoria Harbour. The best place to see the light shows from Tsim Sha Tsui Promenade, looking over at Victoria Peak, as most of the lights are on top of the buildings on Hong Kong Island. The show happens every day at 8 p.m., so make sure you get there early to grab the best spot. 3. Wang Tai Sin Temple. Exploring a travel destination's past is great, but sometimes you want to learn about the present as well. Wang Tai Sin Temple will provide you with this opportunity, and it is a must-see on any Hong Kong itinerary. It's a Buddhist temple that was originally constructed in 1920 and then replaced in 1968, so you're looking at architectural and religious ideas from the 1960s. As a result, it's a wonderful method to learn more about recent history and how modern-day Hong Kong came to be. Observing daily life is the focus of a visit to Wang Tai Sin Temple. You probably won't comprehend much of the architecture or activities in the temple if you aren't Buddhist, but that doesn't mean you can't participate. This shrine is devoted to the Taoist god of horse racing and sickness curing. The complex is made up of multiple enormous structures, each with its own decorations and uses. You'll undoubtedly witness fortune tellers and residents burning incense in the halls while you're there. If you're lucky enough to visit in the fall, you could catch a peek of the festival conducted in the god's honor. 4. Big Buddha. You may have seen photographs of the Tiantan Buddha, also known as the Big Buddha, but nothing prepares you for the size of the statue in person. It took 12 years to create one of the world's largest Buddha statues. Surrounded by acres of greenery, the view of the forest and ocean is breathtaking. This is the ideal location for capturing that unforgettable photo of your trip to Hong Kong against the most breathtaking scenery. The Big Buddha is located on Lanta Island above the Po Lin Monastery. which you'll have to walk through on your way to the statue. The monastery was founded in 1906 and contains several incredible architectural features, such as the Hall of Bodhisattva Skanda and the main shrine Hall of Buddha. Before you head up to take pictures of the seated Buddha, make sure you explore this piece of Hong Kong's past in detail. 5. Repulse Bay and the beaches. Although not everyone associates Hong Kong with beaches, you don't have to travel far to see some spectacular lengths of soft sand. Although it is not extremely touristy, the beach at Repulse Bay is the most popular in Hong Kong, offering breathtaking vistas and a fantastic area for swimming. A day spent here is complemented with the luxury and style that is characteristic of Hong Kong. Trendy restaurants and stores surround the strip that runs along the seaside and overlooks the vast beach. With informal open-air dining overlooking the ocean, Amalfitana is a wonderful spot to enjoy a pizza. Big Wave Bay is another neighboring beach for a day at the beach. The water flows in slowly to form a big U-shaped cove with a beautiful beach. Compared to Repulse Bay, this place has a considerably more easygoing and laid-back vibe. Walking part of the famous Dragon's Back Trail to Big Wave Bay and swimming in the ocean is a popular trip. Barbecues line the walkway to the parking lot at the back of the beach, serving seafood and other delicacies. In the car park area, there are scheduled buses and the occasional taxi that will take you back to the city. 6. Star Ferry. The famed Star Ferry in Hong Kong, which dates back to 1880, costs only a few Hong Kong dollars to ride, making it one of the best bargains in the city. Victoria Harbour is a bustle of activity, with ships of all sizes chug, whiz, or wallow by as the Star Ferry skilled commanders miraculously avoid collisions. It's difficult not to be struck by the towering buildings of Hong Kong Island, backed by green mountains rising up before you as you travel the primary road from Kowloon to Hong Kong Island, or more particularly, Tsim Sha Tsui to Central. The sea wind is particularly pleasant, and the wide open areas are an excellent antidote to the city's constricting boundaries. Don't bother about making a reservation for the ferry. It runs every few minutes throughout the day and into the evening, making it easy to snag a nice seat at the front or along the rail. The journey from Central to Tsim Sha Tsui is equally breathtaking on the way back. You can see one of Hong Kong's Symphony of Lights shows if you go late enough in the evening. The 360-degree spectacle of laser beams striking the skyscrapers on either side of the harbor is one of the city's free attractions and one of the most popular things to do at night in Hong Kong. 7. Dragon's Back. The popular Dragon's Back hike takes you through some of Hong Kong's most beautiful natural locations. On a clear day, a stretch of blue sea stretches all the way to Lama Island. The hike is just challenging enough to give you a good exercise without depleting you completely. The path begins into Taiwan and leads along the mountain's peak, passing through various beaches, including Big Wave Bay and Sheko Beach. You can swim at any point along the trip and then continue or end your hike at either beach. The stroll is one of the most straightforward in Hong Kong, with numerous viewing platforms along the way from which to take in the vistas and snap some photos. 8. Tai O Fishing Village. Hong Kong is a vibrant metropolis, but it's also loud, polluted, and crowded. If the hurry and people become too much for you, a vacation to the Tai O Fishing Hamlet is the perfect remedy. You'll get a taste of a slower pace of life, a chance to catch your breath, and a glimpse of Hong Kong's past here. You'll almost certainly eat some fresh fish while you're there. In Tai O Fishing Village, there are no amusement parks, rides, or flashing neon signs. This is a little community where the residents are friendly to visitors yet have their own lifestyles. Take a boat ride around the town with a native, visit the local market, and eat some of the freshest seafood you've ever tasted while you're there. It's a terrific way to show support for the residents' way of life, while also getting some peace and quiet before returning to Hong Kong's bustling streets. 9. Ningguang Garden and Kai Lin Nunnery. The Ningguang Garden is modeled like a Tang Dynasty garden and depicts the era's wealth as well as its distinct culture. Pagodas, water features, and pavilions are all featured in the garden, which is placed in a calm and visually beautiful location. As you stroll through the old Ningguang Gardens, created in an 8th century style, you get a look into China's past. The lushness and order of these gardens reflect the fact that this was one of China's golden times in terms of cultural and economic might. While you're there, pay a visit to the Kailin Nunnery, which has a fashionable and popular vegetarian restaurant. 10. Tsim Sha Tsui is a shopping and entertainment district in Kowloon's southernmost district that gives visitors a true experience of Hong Kong. The Tsim Sha Tsui district is a mashup of culture and business that reflects Hong Kong's heart. Nathan Road is the primary thoroughfare through the neighborhood, and it is lined with restaurants, boutiques, and other unusual businesses. High-end retailers may be found on neighboring Canton Road if you're looking for the world-class luxury Hong Kong promises. The Clock Tower, a Hong Kong icon, is located at the neighborhood's southern end. The Tsim Sha Tsui Cultural Complex, located nearby, is the country's primary cultural center, housing tourist attractions such as the Hong Kong Space Museum and the Hong Kong Museum of Art. The waterfront is a great sight to observe the nightly light show that illuminates the sky and skyscrapers across the bay in the evening.